So what the app is doing is it's tracking all of the reservations and trips so that our investors can see what's going on. We set it up where we go trip, expense, trip, expense. So that way the investor knows that this expense is attributed to this trip. So if we open that up, we can see the date, the odometer, what type of income, was it point to point or hourly, and then you can attach in these screenshots of the tickets. You got the person's name, what happened with the trip, and then you'll want to get the odometer, and then the expenses are going to be the ending odometer for that trip, the driver's pay, the tip amount, and you don't have to worry about the place, and the reason for the expense of the trip. And then here you can see we attached the screenshots of the where they were driving. Now point to point is the next one in here, and that's Matthew George, and that's one of the ones that I sent. So we've got all that in there, and so what I'll do is I'll attach his little thing here, Matthew George, boom. So now I've got that, and the value is 161, and his time is 5. He's going to be picked up at 9. So then with that, he's got 2 legs because it's a point to point. So if I open up his deal, that's the first leg. So then the next leg, when we go pick him back up, is technically a second trip.
Yeah.
And so we're going to go Saturday 129 Country Club, and it was total 298. And these red ones are the expenses, so it's going to be 137. So really this one should be 170. Oh wait, that was the first one. You make another entry. Income 129, and the second leg is going to be picked up at 9 o'clock military time. Boom. Value is 173. So we use the gross amount because then we're going to add those expenses, and that's what's going to make it come off. So point to point, attach the file, which is this one. So you see we put the 137 as the income, not the 173, not the 137, because then when I add the expenses, it's going to equal that. And we want to be able to categorize the expenses. So we've got a $9.99 and $27 discount.
So the top is the revenue and the bottom is the profit?
Yes. Gross expenses anyway. And then we go there. So then we're going to go expense. Just hit plus expense 129. And we want to make sure it's after that time. So we did. I don't know the odometer. We're going to have driver's expenses. At 67, we got most likely some ice. And then we've got the discounts. So see, discount isn't in there, so we'll add that as a discount / promo. And that was $9.99.27. So here, and so what you'll see is $36.99. On the incomes, you can only put one line item, but see on the expenses, you can put multiple expenses in one entry. So we go check, And now all those are there. So total cost of 108. And the reason is the trip. So what we should do, I think, is put drivers on one expense log and then these on another. So that way we can say these are trips. I'll go back over here and I'll make this one the driver wages, so $67.50. That would be, I think that might have been the whole thing. It is. Okay. So then, yeah, when you do the driver's expenses, do that as one entry for the trip, and then do the other expenses as a separate entry on that same trip, so 2100. So you do it after 2100 so it shows up. So I want this one behind this one. So I'll do 2100 and 10. There. And so when you have those in there, you can set reminders if you're like, oh, hey, I need to, this thing says it's low on oil. I need to set a reminder to go change that, whatever. And so as you're doing your checkouts and, oh, shoot, the taillight, wipers, whatever, don't set up a service expense, just set up the service reminder. And then what it does is it shows us the reports so we can see how much money's come in by day, by miles, what the cost has been by day, by mile, and then the distance. We haven't put the miles in so it doesn't show, but it'll show the monthly expense chart, where they're coming from. Is it refueling? Is it service? Is it whatever? And then we can look at expenses versus income. So we're obviously profitable. We can look at the odometer chart, and then you can go all the way across here. So it just lets them know kind of what's going on with their car in any given month, and then it can be filtered by, last 3 months, and then over here, this will get you back over here. We can put, we need to get all the vehicles with their license plate numbers and the VIN numbers on there. So that's something else that we can do, is go check all the VIN numbers and then put them in here, and then the license plate numbers. But then we'll have all of that data. If there's a different kind of fuel or expense, you can add those in there, reason codes, so on and so forth. Where to refuel. We're going to get a gas card, so once we do that, we can go and say, hey, here's a Chevron, so that way you can say, oh, I need to go to my places and get some gas, and you can come here and say, where's the 7-Eleven that's by the office, and you can go there. And then that's pretty much it. So